How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Little round 3 here of our installment of
Christian and a gay guy.
Walk into a movie theater.
Unfortunately, tonight we had to endure Lawless.
Yeah, a little tough.
Yeah.
Huge disappointment from expectations, but in terms of movie point of view, about what we've been experiencing over the last few weeks. It's been, to be able to say hit and run was a little bit better.
Yeah, I know.
Not saying a whole lot.
I had really high expectations for this film, the actors that were in it. Gary Oldman. Let's talk about Gary Oldman for 2 seconds.
Who?
Half of a character.
I know.
They don't even give him a goodbye or no, he's weird. They just edited him. I feel like there's more to his scenes and they probably cut it. The movie was already slow and already paced really weird, and they spent so much time on character development it never ever got off the ground. I kept thinking to myself during the movie that it wanted to be Goodfellas, but it never hit the crescendo that it needed.
But you know what it was?
Tell me.
It was Untouchables. 1980s, ladies, Untouchables, Kevin Costner. Not as good as Untouchables.
Not as good, no way.
Same general story.
Yeah.
Principal showdown here, there, pay off this person, pay off that person. Slow start to the movie, and I thought, well, we've got 2 hours. It's going to take a little while to get to develop the character, and it did. It didn't. It never took off. It was hovering here.
Yeah.
And it stayed right about here.
And here are a couple of my notes. Guy Pearce had the weirdest hairstyle I've ever seen in a movie since Gary Oldman in The Fifth Element. Remember he had that slicked hair to the side with the plastic thing? But Guy Pearce's hair was totally weird.
But I've never liked him as an actor. I haven't been really impressed. He seemed like almost a homo, almost a gay guy in this movie.
You're allowed to say that.
With his stupid haircut and his weird mannerisms and his pretty boy preppiness.
By the way, let's get in on the shirt here.
Oh yeah,
Jeremy Camp. You're being very ironical tonight.
Ironical. Is that a word?
Yeah, I just made it up.
You made it into an
My second note that I want to talk about is here's Tom Hardy playing an invincible tough guy with a voice problem.
Yes.
Where have I seen that before?
Well, I can think of 2 movies.
Yeah.
I can think of Warrior.
Yeah.
Or
Bane
and Batman.
Is he playing the same dude?
He's the same guy again.
Yeah, same guy. It's Tom Hardy playing the invincible tough guy. It's
and that was it. I said, okay, I wouldn't mind, if he was mumbling because his face was in my pillow.
Yeah.
But that's not what's happening.
Yeah. So let's talk about the good parts of the movie. I thought there were some pretty brutal, graphic fight scenes that took place. That was good.
There was.
They did really good character development, but they just never got off the ground. But the development was good.
I like the respect issue. You're talking old school here. The Tommy guns come in and they take out the person they want. They're not gunning down the entire street down the Watts riots.
Yeah.
They're going after A, and that's it. They're not worried about Y and Z over here on the side. So I thought that was well done, and I thought that was accurate, at least from a layman's point of view.
Yeah, I can't, in this economy with money as tight as it is, recommend this movie to anybody to go to the movie theater.
What happened to Shia LaBeouf? What happened to him in the church? He gets into a church.
So weird.
They're washing his feet, and all of a
He had
sudden
this visceral
vomits.
reaction. I thought, okay, is he drunk or what's going on? He's almost throwing up in the church. It's really weird.
I thought you could help me out with that. Maybe it was some good moonshine. I don't know.
You know what? I've never had that reaction nor seen it in the church.
Serious Jesus wine there, or what?
Maybe that was it. It was the Jesus wine.
I don't
really
know. But again, I should have lackofcontinuity.com because it drives me nuts with some of this stuff, the continuity or lack thereof, and we got more of that. It was cutting from scenes, missing a bunch of stuff.
Was it just me or did Shia's accent cut in and out all the time too? Very thick at the very beginning of the opening monologue, and then it's he's
like a southern drawl, then into a West Virginia drawl, and then what is he doing? Yeah, and so that was tough. The Academy, people were talking Academy nod for this movie.
No way.
No, merely because the editing was so bad.
Yeah.
The storyline, we understand what the story is, but it's pretty shallow.
Yeah. And for Labor Day weekend, this is a laborious movie to sit through. I hate to be like Gene Shalit and use those kind of puns, but it is the truth. It was a very laborious movie to sit through.
It was.
It could have been. It was like the little engine that could. It could have, but it never did.
One thing that made me really happy was only about a 5-second scene. We had a nice cockfight in there. There was a nice, Appalachian, hillbilly cockfight in there for a second. I thought, all right, this movie's coming around, and then the cocks were gone.
Yeah.
I thought,
in and out.
Whatever.
In and out.
So anyway,
it's a no-go for me.
I'm going to say it's a no-go as well. Other than it's not something that you could take the kids to. Your grandparents might enjoy it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Maybe take them and let them talk to you about prohibition what was that, like, 90,
30s, 20s.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, September, that's where movies go to die. So we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna be doing next for our next installment. It's gonna be rough.
Let's talk about the market. I mean, how much is this gonna roll and how many millions?
Oh my gosh, you want to guesstimate from Wednesday to Tuesday when they'll come out because Monday's a holiday? I'm gonna say this thing over 5 days makes less than 20.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 40.
No
I'm
way.
gonna double it. I'm gonna say 40. Hey, I'm going high. I'm going big.
Hit and Run we saw last week only made 9. You're crazy.
I'm going
what do you
big.
want to put on it?
Who's Popcorn? Next movie.
Deal.
All right. Deal. All right.